also appearing in stage productions in theatres. Her first appearance was in a staging of Uncle Tom's Cabin in the Haymarket Theatre in Chicago. It was also during this period that she acquired the name Bricktop, seemingly in reference to her reddish hair, a byproduct of her Irish heritage. When she was just 16, Smith left home to tour the Midwest with a stage troupe, performing a vaudeville act with other African Americans. When this work ended, she drifted towards New York. There she was employed for a time in Barron's nightclub in Harlem, a part of New York which was transitioning around this time from being a white neighborhood dominated by old New York families of Dutch descent to become the center of a thriving African American cultural renaissance. She spent some of the 1910s and early 1920s here, though she also toured the country using her correspondence and own writings as source material. Her decision to relocate from Harlem in New York to Paris in France is explained in the following terms. I had intercepted a wire Jean Bullard sent to Coney's Inn in Harlem asking for a girl to come over to Paris to sing at Le Grand Duc. I had been looking to shape things up in my life. Jobs were getting harder to come by for us singers and dancers, no matter how high-toned we were. We were all competing for a few spots. The jazzmen travelling back and forth across the Atlantic said the living was easier in Paris. Best of all, it was free of race prejudice. I dreamed about eating, drinking and socializing, wherever and with whomever I choose. Thus, Smith set off for France either in late 1923 or early 1924. Smith had moved to a city and established Paris's reputation as the world centre of dance culture and debauchery. In the aftermath of the First World War and the crises that followed it, such as the Spanish flu pandemic and the civil wars and revolutions which gripped countries like Germany, Turkey and Russia, a new generation of writers, poets, painters and dancers flocked to Paris. These included people like the writers James Joyce and Ernest Hemingway, and the poet Pond. The scene was propped up by an enormous economic boom and financial speculation from 1923 onwards, one which would catastrophically burst in 1929, but which saw a lot of money flowing around Paris prior to that. In this environment, there was peak demand for jazz singers, dancers, and others associated with Paris's vibrant nightlife. Bricktop quickly emerged